Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to join in some new yarn at the beginning of a row. You can use this for same color, but I'm going to show you two different colors because this is a great trick for striping. This is going to lock in your yarn so that you don't have that loose stitch at the end of the row that some people just do not like. So let's get started. But first, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell because I have a whole knit series on different tips and tricks, and you don't want to miss any of them. Now let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is work our old yarn up to where we need to. And if you're working stripes and you're going to be using the old yarn again, if it works out where you're going back and forth and the join's going to be back where the old yarn is, you don't have to cut it. You'll be able to run it up because it's going to get locked in really well. So that is something that you can remember. Don't cut your yarn just yet. You can probably use it again. So we're going to take our new yarn or the different color, whatever you're going to be doing, and take it with the tail underneath the old yarn. We're going to have the tail going to the right, so the way your needle is pointing, and we're going to just lay it right under there. We're going to hold our old yarn nice and tight against our left needle and use this new yarn to knit with. So just kind of hold it good and tight, have our tail to the right, make sure there's enough to weave in, and then we're going to knit our first stitch with that new color. Okay, then to lock it in, we're going to take our new yarn tail and we're going to hold it with our new yarn working yarn, and we're going to knit one more stitch together with both of those strands. So we're going to knit that, both strands together, and knit off. That is going to lock in your stitch. You're going to drop your tail. You can drop both tails because you're locked in and you're ready to keep going. And then you're just going to continue on knitting your pattern. Once you finish your row, you're just going to turn over your work and continue working your stitches as you would. This will work for most patterns, but it's great if you're doing a wrong side row where you're not going to see it, because the doubled up stitch is going to create just a little bit of an extra look on that stitch, and I'll show you what that means as I get to it. So for this, we're doing simple stockinette. So I have kind of a garter edging, so I'm just doing 2. Then we're going to purl across until we get to that double stitch so you can see what we're doing. And don't you love when yarns both say worsted, but they're not? This peachy pink is definitely a lighter worsted than my aqua blue or whatever blue this is. So I'm almost to that double stitch. Now here I am at the double stitch. Because that was my second to end stitch, I'm doing a garter on this side. So you'll see that garter works either way for this stitch. Normally you want kind of the purl to the back, but this is okay because we have that garter. Because what happens is the way that it pushes it, it's going to push both of those stitches to the front because it was a doubled up piece of yarn. It's not super noticeable on this because this yarn is way thinner than the other yarn, so it actually is pretty hidden. But it's not going to be a super standout thing, but it's locked in, so you're not worrying about your yarn coming undone. And what's great, as I said, you can now just begin with your next color, and it's nice and locked in. You don't have to do anything special for this because it's already attached. It's not a loose end, so you can just start knitting. You don't have to do that locking stitch that we did. So as you're working, because you'll have to be in multiples of 2 rows to be able to work the yarn up the side. Otherwise, you'll have to cut and weave in. But it's a great technique to lock that stitch in. You don't have to worry about anything coming apart while you're working in stripes. So if you have a ton of stripes going, this is perfect to use. So do you know any other fun tricks to join yarn? If you do, leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear. I am Deja with Knit and Crochet, and thank you for watching, and don't forget to follow along with all of the rest of my knit tips and tricks.